What if you don't need to live in pain and suffering? What if you could give up your karma and have a life of abundance and joy? What if you could start creating magic and miracles that you never thought were possible? Get ready to listen, share, and experience the magic that is you. Now, here's the host of Creating Abundance with Ease radio show, Dr. Helen Gitlevich.
Welcome. I'm Dr. Helen Gitlevich on Creating Abundance with Ease. And today our show is, are you winning in the game of life? Do you feel that your life is just a game? What if it was actually a virtual reality where you could change anything? Let's see if we can talk about some rules, the tools that can help you win in the game of life. I'm actually a medical doctor who became Access Consciousness Facilitator and Akashic Record teacher. I have many hats. It all started years ago when I ended up with open heart surgery at 37 because of stress, because of marriages, because of a lot of different things. And now that I am facilitating classes in both Access Consciousness and Akashic Records, I found out that life was just a game. And before, not having all the tools available to me, I was losing that game. I was killing my body. I was kind of like killing my relationships, I guess, or relationships were killing me. I'm not sure which one came first, just like chicken or an egg, but I wasn't winning. So, what is that makes us a winner or a loser? Or is it actually relevant? Because we always look at things as right, wrong, good, bad, win, lose. What if it has nothing to do with winning or losing, just being? And actually, next week or a week after, we'll be talking about to be or not to be. So it's about being. But this week, let's talk about what is life? What is game of life? And can you actually win? And or can you actually lose? What if you cannot either? What if you don't lose or win? What if you just be and play? I always remember that old movie, War Games. I don't know if you've seen it with Matthew Broderick, and I don't remember the girl who was playing there, but it was brilliant. The idea was that the kid got into Pentagon computer and started playing a game of war. And he kind of set it up between America and Russia because it was 1980s and there was a lot of the Cold War was just over, but not quite. There was a lot of things going on between America and Russia, which kind of going on still. It's the history that's important. So the nuclear arsenals on both sides were directed toward each other. So Pentagon, people in Pentagon, they had no idea that the computer was playing a game, calculating all possibilities of winning against Russia. Russia picked up that game because there was spies everywhere, and so they started arming their arsenal of nuclear weapons, and it was escalating. I think they went to DEFCON 4. I mean, one of the highest one. And Matthew Broderick tried to explain this is just a game. At the end of the movie, they trusted that it was a game in a way, so they were holding off firing the missiles. And the computer went through everything all the possibility who will start, which city will be exploded, which wars, which missiles will go where. And the end game was everybody lost. Everybody was dead. The whole world was dead. So the computer is like, you cannot win at that game. How about a nice game of chess? That was the last words of the movie. And but we are playing our life as something significant, something that we have to fight against everybody. What if we don't? What if we actually play chess instead of the war games? What if we look at everything around us as possibility of learning? How much of energy are we putting into the war games? How much of our energy do we waste by trying to calculate and compute what will work, what will not work? Just like that computer in the war games, going through every possibility, and eventually it just shows no, there is no winners. But yet we are trying to be the winner while making other people's losers, while other people trying to make us losers. And what if all of that is not relevant? What if it's about enjoying life to the fullest, choosing for us what works for us in the moment? I love access consciousness tools. They are very simple, very pragmatic. And one of them is that I recommend using for the next, I don't know, we have a week. So use it for at least a week. I invite you to use the rest of your life, but if you use it for a week and if it doesn't work for you, okay, that's fine. So I'm going to time us. Think about that your life will end in 10 seconds. Let's say, I don't know, COVID spreads instantly and kills everybody on the face of the earth, which is not going to happen, but let's just think of some disaster will be there. And you have 10 seconds to live your life. What will you choose now for the next 10 seconds? And the 10 seconds are up. What would you choose now? You didn't die. You have another 10 seconds or somewhat around that. And you didn't die. What will you choose now? And you didn't die again. What will you choose now? And you can choose the same thing over again, like I'm choosing to talk to you guys. To me, it's fun. I'm enjoying it. So we didn't die. I didn't die. So I'm choosing another 10 seconds of talking to you, but I'm choosing to talk about something, different words, same meaning. And then again, choose something that creates your life, not destroys your life. So what will you choose now? And 3 more seconds and choose something else or the same thing. Maybe you're choosing to listen to me. And for the next 10 seconds, you're still listening. What if for the next 10 seconds, you actually will choose to hear me? Wow, that's an interesting concept because a lot of times we listen, but we don't hear. And we pass things that might be very important for us, that might change our lives, but we ignore it. And things that we ignore or don't see a lot of times are the things that might shift and change something in our lives. Or we have barriers to things. We create what called our protective mechanisms in order to win, right? We're all trying to win at the game of life. And we try, like if we're playing the game, we're trying to win it, right? But what if you just play it for the sake of playing it? How much more fun would it be? How much fun would be playing the game, just going through the journey of life? Because journey of life is full of treasures. Each moment is filled with, like right now, I'm sitting in my room, but I'm looking out of the window and there is a blue sky. And before I went on the show, I had the window open and the birds were singing. All of that are treasures that a lot of times we miss just because we're trying to win. We have the intention of doing something. And the doing a lot of times takes us out of actually being. And by being, I don't mean not doing anything. Because being is just, but then I'm still doing, I'm still talking to you, but I don't have any investment in what I say. I can just blubber. I know where I'd like to go, but if I go somewhere else, meanwhile, it's fine too. It's about what's fun for me. And fun for me is talking. I can talk forever. Seriously, I can. I didn't realize that. I thought that I'm shy. I thought that I don't have anything to say. And when I first offered to be a radio host, because at that time we didn't have the video yet, I was like, I don't have anything to say. Yes, you do, Helen. Come on, let's go for it. And suddenly, when I went on the show, there were things that I wanted to share with the world. And luckily, I didn't have to be seen in that moment. So I could say whatever I want because nobody could see me. And then suddenly it's changed 6 months ago, and we are now live on cable TV or smart TV or whatever it is. So it was an interesting transition. But again, that's the playing the game, just choosing in the moment. And I chose, okay, we're going video. It's just like from black and white to color. So now I'm in Technicolor in the video aspect of it. Hi. And this is time for our first break of the show. It's a commercial break, and you're welcome to ponder on what I have said or will say in the future. And you've been listening to Creating Abundance with Ease with myself, Dr. Helen Gitlevich, on Inspired Choices Network. And we'll be right back.
Many of us live our lives based on karma, on the past, and all the unfinished business in our lives. What would you choose if you did not have karma, or if you could choose what you desired instead? By tuning into Creating Abundance with Ease radio show with Dr. Helen Gitlevich, you'll receive tools and inspiration you can use to create the abundance in your life. You are an infinite being with infinite choices. Are you ready to have ease with creating abundance? Listen for Creating Abundance with Ease radio show every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, and 9 a.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email become a host at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
This is the Creating Abundance with Ease show with Dr. Helen Gitlevich. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to helen.g@att.net. Now, back to the program.
Welcome, everyone. I'm Dr. Helen Gitlevich on Creating Abundance with Ease. And today our show topic is, are you winning in the game of life? And before we went on the break, we were talking about that there is no winning, there is no losing, because if you play this game as winning or losing and fighting and trying to kind of like make the best of it, or all of those conclusions or computations of how your life should be, shouldn't be, all of that is taking you away from your life. It's as simple as it gets. As soon as you are in your thoughts, feelings, or emotions, you're actually not present in your life. And whenever you're not present, you cannot win, right? But again, there is no winning or losing. It's all just about enjoying every second of your life and using the tool of 10 seconds increment. We started with that right before we went on the break, is about being present. 10 seconds is the smallest amount of time that allows us to kind of like be present without going off on a tangent and another thought process. So think of your life, and I kind of like pun intended. And what if you didn't have to think about your life? Because as soon as you think, you go into past, into the future, you're not present. And Gary Douglas, who is the founder of Access, always talks about life is a present, and you have to be present for your present. So when we are kind of like in that resistance and reaction mode, or alignment and agreeing mode, which is how we function with other people, with the world, with everything around us. Think of what's going on in the world right now with COVID, with social isolation, with vaccines. Pretty much everyone, and I'm saying everyone, either in resistance and reaction or alignment and agreement. They either, you have to take the vaccine, no, I will never take a vaccine, and there is no choice. When we are in fighting mode, in winning or losing the game of life, we are not choosing. There is no choice, because that's the function of fighting. When you think about when you fight, like one pushing against another, and the other one is resisting and reacting or aligning and agreeing, and we all kind of like staying like that, nothing moves, nothing changes. And with all of that, and I'm sorry for you guys who are listening now on podcast stations, I was putting my two hands together and pushing against them, kind of like almost like clapping, but they wouldn't move. When we don't resist and react, when we are just being present, then at least one of us, the other might be pushing, but then if we don't, it kind of like relaxes and releases, and we're just being. And it's not about acceptance. We don't have to accept people's crap. People say, yeah, but then people will stomp over us. No, we can pretty much, you know what, if you'd like to shit all over me, I'm not going to let you. You can shit over there. I'm in total allowance, but I will walk away. I will be in my space and you can do whatever you want in your space. But I will take care of me, not out of resistance and reaction, but out of more kind of like allowance of, yeah, you're you're sitting, you're not going to support me, you're not going to be there for me, not have my back, okay? So I can just be in my space and enjoy my life without you, still receiving from that person, still being there, but only on my terms, only when I feel like it, instead of making everything significant, making everything um, kind of like, oh, I have to be there no matter what they do. They're my friends. Big deal. Friends is just a name, just like spouses. You can always change a spouse. You can divorce. You can just go to your room and just enjoy your life and let the other person be wherever they need to be. All of that is about choosing. Because when you are trying to win in the game of life, there is no choice. It's about winning. There is only one choice. Actually, two choices: win or lose. Does it give you infinite possibilities? No. With winning or losing, you have only two choices. To me, it's not enough. I like infinite possibility. I like infinite choice. I like infinite um, being, receiving, and perceiving with universe, with people, with animals, with earth, instead of just winning or losing. What if it's as simple as asking a question? And people is like, what? Yeah. What else is possible? What am I choosing here that's not working? And what can I choose that will create more for me? How much more can I create based on a question instead of conclusions? What else is possible? What are the infinite possibilities here? All of that opens up the world, because universe, and I talk about that all the time, universe is a genie, pretty much. It's there all the time, 100% of the time, trying to give us more than we probably can receive, and kind of like standing there, it's like, okay, here, and I'm kind of like showing like somebody giving you a gift. Um, Here, have that, have more of that. And we're like, no, nope, nope, I need to win. And they need to lose. Otherwise, it doesn't work. Yeah, it does. There is always an infinite possibility of choices, and that's when we actually are winning. Not against somebody, not against anybody. The only time when we can play that game of winning and losing is against ourselves. We can out-create ourselves. We can play with ourselves. How much more can we create? That way, we probably can win. Because can you actually feel the victory against somebody who is not like you? You're unique. All of us are unique. And I just have my cat trying to climb on the chair. And you can come here, baby. Um, She decided to go behind the scenes as that, or maybe not on the keyboard, but you can come here. And she wants to be in the show. Animals, they don't care about winning or losing. All they care about is being, what works for them. And if something doesn't, they'll tell you right away. Because like right now, she's trying to make herself comfortable. Yes. And no, you're not in the screenshot, which I tried to kind of like, here we are, the beauty that's here. So she's always winning the game because she's choosing not just every 10 seconds, probably every second. Okay, now it works, now it doesn't. Okay, I'll choose this. I'll just sit on my mom's lap. Okay, I'm choosing to let her pet me. And if I don't like how she pets me, I'll bite or not, or scratch. And this is all about being present with what is. How much are we ignoring what works or what doesn't work for us? How much we are in the situations where it's maybe painful, maybe somebody abusing us, maybe somebody is not there for us, and we are still in that relationship. Maybe it works to some extent, or maybe we just decided that we have to win in that game. And okay, it's painful, it's anything, but I still can win the situation. I can still change it. I can still change the other person. And yeah, I have a question. Or maybe in a job when we are unhappy too. Exactly. But we can win this with a job especially. If I do a little bit more, if I solve this problem, if I solve that. And a lot of times that game of life becomes a chain of problem solving. From one problem to the next. I solved this problem, so I am a winner. Oh, I didn't solve this problem, I'm a loser. And I don't have a relationship I desire, so I'm a loser. If I don't have what everybody else have, I'm a loser. And with that, I'm going to leave you because at least for the break, this is our second break of the show, and you've been listening to Creating Abundance with Ease with myself, Dr. Helen Gitlevich, on Inspired Choices Network. And we'll be right back.
Many of us live our lives based on karma, on the past, and all the unfinished business in our lives. What would you choose if you did not have karma, or if you could choose what you desired instead? By tuning into Creating Abundance with Ease radio show with Dr. Helen Gitlevich, you'll receive tools and inspiration you can use to create the abundance in your life. You are an infinite being with infinite choices. Are you ready to have ease with creating abundance? Listen for Creating Abundance with Ease radio show every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, and 9 a.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Magic and abundance are everywhere. What if you could tap into abundance and start creating your life with complete and total ease? Working with Dr. Helen Gitlevich will give you exactly that, total ease in creating abundance in your life. Dr. Gitlevich creates classes all over the world, both in person and online. She works with you to create abundance with your money, with your body, with your relationships, with all areas of your life with total ease. Connect with Dr. Helen Gitlevich at creatingabundancewithease.com. Her contribution in your world will be a noticeable gift in a very short period of time.
How wonderful would it be to carry your favorite Inspired Choices Network host with you throughout your day? Well, now you can. Inspired Choices Network now has its very own mobile app. Our free app offers live streaming shows, along with thousands of podcasts and TV episodes. Our shows cover a wide variety of topics. Whether you're waking up with us, carrying us through the day, and taking us to bed with you, we're always here for you to enjoy. We're easy to find. Just search for Inspired Choices Network in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store.
This is the Creating Abundance with Ease show with Dr. Helen Gitlevich. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to helen.g@att.net. Now, back to the program.
Welcome, everyone. I'm Dr. Helen Gitlevich on Creating Abundance with Ease. And today our show topic is, are you winning in the game of life? And right now, sitting and talking to you with my cat on my lap is a total winning. But in reality, it's not about winning or losing. And we talked before that it's more about choosing what works for you. In a way, that's probably is winning at the game of life. But it's not about winning or losing. It's about choosing infinite possibility. The only way to do that is through questions, through being present in your life, through being all energies and choosing, kind of like choosing for you. And a lot of people say, how do you choose for me? Or like, how do you choose? And in the first part of the show, we were kind of like playing the game of 10 seconds increments. Like your life depends on it. Like you're going to die in 10 seconds. What would you choose? And that's pretty much how you choose everything. And the other way to choose it, or same way, is light or heavy. Access consciousness, we talk about whatever is true will feel light. Whatever is heavy is a lie. So when you're choosing something heavy, and we had a little, like not a question, but a little comment in the chat that somebody was doing a job that was not making them happy, but there was a lot of fear of getting out. But was it actually fear or excitement, which is a lightness? And a lot of people confuse those things. There might be fear too, fear of unknown, but that's a program that we can just destroy and uncreate it by using the tools of access, the famous POC and POD, point of creation and point of destruction. There is a clearing statement, the whole clearing statement that you can go and find out more on the website, theclearingstatement.com. And pretty much anytime when you experience any what we call destructor implants like fear, anger, shame, blame, regret, guilt, there is like 28 of those emotions. And anytime when you're stuck in a loop, you can POC and POD them and everything that holds it in place. But when you start asking questions and follow what's light and heavy for you, or follow what's light, go for the lightness instead of the winning or losing. Because a lot of times when you, let's say, in a job or relationship, my cat decided to play with a cord, and no, you cannot play with that. When you start looking at winning or losing, a lot of times it's more about this reality, meaning this physical reality, but there is much more. There is magic around us. There is unseen forces that people ignore. Magic. There is magic everywhere. And we are part of it. Think of it. Um, when we look under the microscope, we see ourselves. Like this body is not solid, right? There are cells inside, like organs, then there is cells that make up the organs. And it's when we look deeper on more magnification, under the electron magnification, we're just pretty much space and energy. Uh, Energy vibrating at different frequencies. And because of that, we can manipulate energy by our thoughts, feelings, and emotions. And we also can manipulate them by knowing, being, receiving, and perceiving. Thoughts, feelings, and emotions are electrical vibration, where it's a little slower to manipulate energy, versus when we know, when we be it, when we receive it and perceive it, we can manipulate it so easily. So pretty much just by asking, and it changes. Sometimes it takes a little time because we decided time is real and make it so significant that sometimes it takes some time to create magic. But what if it can be instant? Just ask and you shall receive. Ask and you shall receive. In a way, we do it constantly, but it's more from fear. A lot of times, what we are afraid shows up instantly. What we resist shows up instantly. What we desire, not so much. All of it is part of that win and lose um, scenario, because the more we desire to win, the more we're losing. It's that vicious circle that we're stuck in. In a lot of technology, in a lot of, I think in Sanskrit it says wheels of samskara, where wheel of fortune, where we go and keep repeating the same cycles, either different lifetimes or same lifetime. I know with me, I was repeating the same type of relationship that were pretty much mirror image of each other, or same. I would pick the same type of man in my relationship, just slightly variation. Alcohol versus drugs versus um, maybe mental illness, maybe something else, but the results were the same. It was problem solving. It was trying to win at the game of life. So what if we didn't have to? And with that, I do a lot of classes around the world. And right now, because the world is not quite open, I just finished 3-day body class, which was amazing. And we played so much with the energies of choice. So what if instead of winning and losing, we would play the game of choice and choosing infinite possibility, because that's how we create our lives. We have an awareness, we choose something, we have more awareness, we have possibility, we choose more, and then more possibility shows up. That's how it works. It's much easier than, oh, I'm going to solve this problem. And I'm going to solve this problem. I'm still solving this problem. Oh, this problem is not solvable. Oh, but I can solve it. I can still win at this game. Okay, how many lives do you have to lose playing that game? You know how in virtual reality you have 4 lives, 5 lives, and then when you lose your life. Here you have maybe 1 life, and then you go to the next life and it's a little different. Still virtual reality, still game. So what if you quit playing? The only way to win here is to quit playing that game and start choosing for you. And with all of that, for a second, imagine yourself that you have infinite possibilities. Oh, wait, you do have infinite possibilities. Just ask, what are the infinite possibilities here? It's about allowing yourself, even for a second, let go of your limitations and allow yourself to be present with who you are, what you are, and all those variations on life that you can choose by being present in your life. Like right now, I'm noticing the cars driving by, the like the trees that's outside. The grasses might not be that green because we had a little heat wave and not much rain in Chicago area, but it's one of the bluest skies I've seen. And since COVID started, actually, the sky was much more blue in Chicago area. I guess pollution is less. So what if nothing is wrong and nothing is right? What if you don't have to win or lose? What if it's just about choosing your life, choosing lightness, choosing gratitude, choosing love, choosing something that creates greater instead of less? Because a lot of my life, I used to live in fear. I used to live in anxiety, depression, especially after my surgery. I had open heart surgery at 37. That changed my life, and I'm so grateful for that. People say, what? You're grateful for surgery? I'm like, yeah, because it literally shifted my perspective from winning, because I was a winner. If you look at this reality, I was a doctor, I was a mother, I was a wife, I had family, I had pretty big mansion, I would say, pretty big house on 1.5 acres in Long Grove, which is very expensive neighborhood. And it was even backing into forest preserve where I had deer and creek, and it was gorgeous. But was I happy? I was a winner by this reality. But was that bringing me joy? No. I don't think I even spent time in that backyard or in that forest preserve. Probably, like, I think I can remember twice. One sunbathing on the patio and the other one walking in the woods and seeing a deer. And that was probably a few months before my surgery. And deer is my totem. Like in Native American, there are animals that bring you messages, and I actually had a name, Dear Love, given through the Vision Quest. But I wasn't happy in that house. Even that, based on this reality, I was a winner. Now I don't have all of that, like the house, the marriage, the whatever, like they call the winning in this reality, but I'm much happier. I have much more joy in my life. And that's my invitation, to look at your life and see what brings you joy. And it's time for our third and final break of the show. And you've been listening to Creating Abundance with Ease with myself, Dr. Helen Gitlevich, on Inspired Choices Network. And we'll be right back.
Many of us live our lives based on karma, on the past, and all the unfinished business in our lives. What would you choose if you did not have karma, or if you could choose what you desired instead? By tuning into Creating Abundance with Ease radio show with Dr. Helen Gitlevich, you'll receive tools and inspiration you can use to create the abundance in your life. You are an infinite being with infinite choices. Are you ready to have ease with creating abundance? Listen for Creating Abundance with Ease radio show. every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, and 9 a.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
This is the Creating Abundance with Ease show with Dr. Helen Gitlevich. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to helen.g@att.net. Now, back to the program.
Welcome forward, everyone. I'm Dr. Helen Gitlevich on Creating Abundance with Ease, and today our show topic is, are you winning in the game of life? And before we went on a break in the other segments of the show, we were talking about that there is no winning or losing. There is only choosing, and choosing for you, choosing what brings you joy. And I'm being a physician and then quitting after major surgery gives me perspective, and living, as I said, in a mansion and having pretty much everything that this reality calls a winner. I realized that's not what makes me happy. And now I'm choosing what brings me joy, facilitating, talking to you guys. And you can find out more about where I am in the world pretty much by going to my website, Creating Abundance with Ease. You can also download the meditation, the expansion meditation, and get on my email list. The newsletter comes out once a month with a little blog and kind of like information about the classes. Next week, you can find me here on Inspired Choices Network every Wednesday at 11 o'clock Central Standard Time, and also on a lot of different platforms, iTunes afterwards. I think it's like 200 different podcast stations as well as 50 TV stations. And next week, because I speak Russian, I can do shows in Russian as well. And periodically I do that. So next week will be a show in Russian language. Same topic that we have today, but I have no idea what will come up in Russian because each show is different, each audience is different, and it's based on who is listening. Right now, I pretty much picked out from your brains and enjoy doing that. The show is «Вы победители в игре, которая называется «Жизнь». It's slightly different name, which means almost the same. Are you in the game of life? Also, the following week afterwards, which is it's going to be or not to be in English, and then followed by Russian podcast. Also, hopefully the countries will start opening up and I'll go to Taiwan and England to facilitate body classes. And you will see probably more Zooms, more. Also, it's going to be 24-hour SAP sessions, which is Symphony of Possibility sessions that's coming up. I don't have the information yet on the days. There would be facilitated around the world, including me, doing symphony sessions. And if you ever been on 24-hour Symphony of Possibility session that we did last month, it was incredible. I highly invite you to look at that, and if you like to purchase it, it's available in Access Consciousness shop. And you can always send questions before the show to my email that's available through the website, as well as PM me on Facebook, Instagram, or any other social media. I think I'm like on LinkedIn and even Twitter, though I'm not as active on the Twitter. Still not on TikTok. but you can find me if you desire. Creating Abundance with Ease is my Facebook page, as well as my personal page is Helen Gitlevich. And our show is coming to the end. It's only like a few minutes, I think about 4 minutes left in the show. My invitation to you is just look at your life. See what works, what doesn't work, which people are a contribution to your life, which people are a drain on your life. Look at the things that are contribution and things that are draining your life, and see what can you change. What are the infinite possibilities with those people, with those things, with your life? What choices do you have? What are the infinite possibilities? And what gratitude can you have for all of those people? What love can you have for all those people? What can you contribute to them? What they can contribute to you? And how much of different reality can you choose now that you don't have to win or lose? What you have to create in your life? This is more about creation. How much can you create of joy, ease, glory? And we have a mantra in Access. All of life comes to us with ease and joy and glory. And a lot of them saying that 10 times in the morning, 10 times at night, or whenever you remember. A lot of times when things are not that easy or not ease, I would say the mantra 100 times a day or more. Just by saying that, a lot of time the energy would change and shift. It's about creating more for you, creating more for the universe, creating more for Earth. It's about being present with everything. And if we are unhappy, if we are in that space of doubt, anger, shame, blame, regret, and guilt, and fear, all those emotions go automatically to Earth. And those are the toxic waste that kills Earth, that's killing our planet. Plastic, the Earth can deal with it. Negative emotions, not so much. That's when we see a lot of earthquakes, a lot of tsunamis, because Earth is reacting to our emotions. It doesn't react to plastic. The plastic, there is always bacteria that can kind of like break through the plastic, and Earth can deal with anything physical. Energetic, it needs our contribution of love, our contribution of gratitude, our contribution of ease, joy, and glory in our lives, so that when we are happy, the planet is happy. When we are in gratitude, the planet is in gratitude. And I always invite you to learn bars. If you never had bars, please have somebody run it on you, because bars is the 32 points on the head when lightly touched can change your life. It's one of the tools of access consciousness. And you can find out more on my website, Creating Abundance with Ease, or on accessconsciousness.com. And my invitation to you, choose lightness and choose 10 seconds increment. This is your kind of like challenge for the next week. Live your life out of 10 seconds increment. Choose now. Choose in the present moment. Choose to be present in your life constantly. Love you all and see you next week. Bye-bye.
Thank you for choosing to listen to Creating Abundance with Ease radio show. Dr. Helen Gitlevich will return next Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, and 9 a.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. We hope you'll join us. Until then, have fun using the tools of the week in your life and start creating magic in your life and your body.